So you've already heard about this. Kamala Harris.
Oh.
She's the V pick. She's the V pick. Here you go. Here's what she tweeted about it. Joe Biden can unify the American people because he spent his life fighting for us. And as president, he'll build an America that lives up to our ideals. I'm honored to join him as our party's nominee for vice president and do what it takes to make him our commander in chief. Well, let me ask you, first of all, because she was my guess. She was my prediction. And I'm not trying to take, I mean, a bunch of people predicted her too.
Yeah,
like
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I mean, was she your top pick, or were you or as far as guesses were, not your top pick? Like, oh, I won her, but
it's to be honest, yeah, more or less. Like this whole month and a half has felt like they turned the vice presidency into the Bachelorette. It's just kind of what it felt like to me. But yeah, I felt like it was always kind of in the cards for her. I mean, the Hillary Clinton donors chose her back in 2017 as their candidate. Like, that's a pretty clear signal that she was probably going to have some pull on the ticket if there was any chance, you know?
I mean, I thought, and yeah, you're right about how they dangled the vice presidency. I mean, I was getting to the point where I was like, they're going to be like, you have to elect Joe Biden to find out who the vice president's going to be. We're going to cancel all the debates. I think they're definitely going to try to do that anyway. And they're going to be like, you have to vote for him first. It's like the ACA bill. Like, they're like, well, you have to let us pass it to find out what's in it. They're like, oh, you have to elect Joe Biden. Then we'll tell you who the VP is.
Is it the one behind door number 1 or door number 2?
Yes.
God.
And yeah, that's the thing, man. You pointed out she was like the chosen one back in the day, and they kept trying. I mean, the entire primary was just them giving us a new flavor of the week, spelled WEAK, and just being like, Kamala? Like, no. Beto? No. I mean, no. He's really, when his opponent's not Ted Cruz, it's not as appealing anymore. All right. How about Buttigieg? No. CIA? No. All right. How about Liz Warren? No. How about Liz Warren again? Still no. Still no. It's actually, the more we find out, the more, yeah, definitely no. Like, all right, everyone's getting behind Biden, and then we'll figure the rest out later. That's essentially what happened.
Right. And I love, too, that her tweet there, she says Biden's been fighting for us his whole life. What wasn't it her who said that she was the one who was bused to school and he was fighting against that? So,
yeah,
I mean, anyone who's paying attention should be kind of astounded at the tonal shift, right? And she'll just say that's politics. But, I mean, maybe politics should be a little different then.
Yeah, no kidding. If this is the norm, this needs to change.
Yeah.
This grossly needs to change. I mean, well, you know what she reminded me of? And I think you and I are the same age. Do you remember the original Power Rangers show?
Oh, God, yeah.
So, like, the bad guy in the Power Rangers was Rita. And every episode, Rita would, send a monster to Earth, and the Power Rangers would beat the monster. Like, Rita never mixed up her strategy. Every time she was like, I got a monster. They're not going to be able to figure this out. There's 5 of them on one, but they'll never be able to figure this out.
And if the gerrymandered electoral college wins again, oh no.
But Rita never mixed it up. And then every single time when she lost again, she's like, well, you win this time, but I'll be back. And she disappeared in a cloud of smoke. I think Kamala's like that in politics, you win this time, voters, but I'll be back. And now she's in the VP pick, and she's like, that's how she's appeared again. I don't think it's going to change. I mean, it's so interesting that the past 8 or so years, they have picked VP picks that are not going to appeal to one new person. There is nobody who is thinking about staying home that's not going to stay home now, probably. There's just nothing's changed. Well, to quote Joe Biden himself.
I was thinking about that recently, and I realized something, and I mean, it is kind of obvious, but right, so they signal to the base with something like identity politics, but really who they're roping in are Republican donors, Kamala Harris was the only Democrat who got Stephen Mnuchin as a fundraiser, right? As a donor. The policies all align more with the conservative end of the Democratic Party, the neoliberal, neoconservative establishment. It's they're pivoting right, but they're signaling left to try and keep us unaware. That's what's going on. So it's like they are expanding the base. They're just expanding in the direction that none of us really want. And I think it's a pretty clear sign we should go somewhere else.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, and so much of that quote unquote base is already there. I mean, most Wall Street owns both parties, and that's been the case for a long time. I mean, it's like when you bet on both teams, you can't lose.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your